The key to success is persistence. And persistence is not what you think, which is the never give up mentality or the dogged resilience. That's far from it. Sometimes persistence can mean staying long enough in the game to figure out how it works or to attract opportunities to make it work. At the infancy of this channel, it's no secret we had little to no engagement whatsoever. People were rarely interested in what we had to offer. But after the 600 videos, 600 and something videos, by 600 and something videos, I do not mean inconsistently. It means a year and a half of consistently uploading a video or two every single day with no views. And in fact, there was a time I averaged on 2 views, which was my brother and my mother. Then it declines to 1. Anytime it declined to a view, then I knew my brother has gone back to school. So it was that bad. But the 600 and something video, I began getting contacts from SEO experts with the desire to help grow the channel, the desire to help take the channel to the next level. Now, whether I took that opportunity, whether I took advantage of the opportunity is a different discourse in and of itself. But the point I'm trying to highlight is the human spirit is drawn to people who are motivated, is drawn to people who are hardworking, is drawn to people who would never give up. That's why you have this innate feeling. When you see someone who's working as hard as possible, you have a feeling to help. I gave this analogy in my staff room where we had all my staffs gathered. There's this meeting we do. I said to them, if a 5-year-old gets up every single day, sweeps your compound every single day, after a month or two, you would call this child. Hello, how are you today? Fine. What's your name? He conveys, what are you doing here? X. Why do you sweep the compound? Once he narrates his desire or his reason, you dip your hand in your pocket, offer some dollars. Remember you're broke. Remember you complain about the economy. Remember how stingy you are. Yet you're willing to give out a piece. Why? Because it was hard working. Hard work leads to results. Years ago in high school, I was a very bad kid. I was punished by this feared staff. A large plot of land was allocated to me to cut before the end of the day, which I defaulted, of course. I reached out to my friends to help, and like the scripture in the Bible, where one guy invites his friends to his daughter's wedding, and every single person comes up with a plethora of excuses. One said, I just got married. I want to enjoy my wife. The other, XYZ, and he kept giving excuses. The same way, I called my friends and everybody had something to do. After 5 days passed, nobody showed up. I began cutting the grass myself, doing it myself. Within 30 minutes, someone asked what happened. I narrated the story, and while we were discussing, he was helping me to cut some portions. Before you knew it, the whole class had gathered, and by the end of the day, I think within 2 hours, we are done with something that had taken me 5 days to start. Now, without compulsion, without the begging, without the seek of help, I was done. I was done. So heaven helps those who help themselves. Sometimes you do not need to have everything in your favor. You just need to start, and you attract the requisite level of opportunities to take that business to the next level. In fact, there are opportunities you cannot spot except you start. Because you're not inclined to identify what you need. Starting a business and having an intimate idea of what you need, of the kind of person you want to hire, is very different from speculating and hoping or theorizing what you need. This is why Jobs insisted every single thing be built, and he feels them. Every product, he doesn't want to see. He has this famous phrase, everything looks good on PowerPoint, which is completely correct. In fact, this desire, this goal you are desperately suffering from, the suffering wasn't included in the drafting of your PowerPoint. So start is my number one key for success. And as always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.